Hi, welcome to part two of how to sell online. This is what to sell. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a list of things on what you're looking to sell, what you need to look for, and how to go about doing it. Um, First off, again, if you like the video, hit like and subscribe so we could keep these videos coming. Because if nobody's watching, I'm not doing it. Special shout out to Rich Safraga. He he's a good friend of mine who I haven't seen in a very long time, but we went to grade school together. And a special shout out to him because without him, I wouldn't have what I have right now. So thanks, Rich. And so let's get started. What are you going to sell? There's a couple of things you got to look for in what you're going to sell. If you don't know what you're going to sell, that makes it a little harder. But I can honestly tell you that 90% of the things that you want to sell in the beginning probably won't turn out to be what you actually sell. In my case, mystery boxes. I had no idea what a mystery box was. None whatsoever. But when I was closed down due to COVID, I used to sell NASCAR items and collectible Barbies, believe it or not. Yeah, my girl's into collectible Barbies, and I like the NASCAR stuff, and that's what we sold. But when I went and I started having to do it online instead of the store, we couldn't sell that stuff, really. There was no money in it with the shipping and everything else. It's different if you're going to go and buy it from the shop, a flea market, or a place like that. But when you're trying to sell it, there's no money online thanks to shipping. Um, which leads me to my next thing. If you're going to sell online, your biggest expense, and I cannot stress this enough, your biggest expense is going to be shipping. All right. And it's going to be your detriment. It's going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to you. It's the cost of shipping. Thanks to the United States Postal Service and the deal that they made with Amazon, it's very hard for small businesses like us to compete. We have to be unique, all right? We have to be like a restaurant, offering specialties to compete against the big chains. Only we don't only have to compete against Amazon pricing, we have to compete with the shipping. And the United States Postal Service, let me give you a little history on that. They made a deal with Jeff Bezos. All of a sudden, they started delivering Amazon stuff on Sundays. All right, they gave them such a great deal that Amazon could afford to ship their stuff out free because they're paying hardly nothing. When us as a small business will get a little discount depending on if we have a website and what that offers and how much we're willing to pay to get that discount. Or if we go to stamps.com, we'll get a little discount as long as we're paying $17.95, or it could be more now a month. Or if we sell through Facebook, Facebook has pretty good actual shipping rates. It's a lot less than if you would do it from the post office. Or eBay, which isn't really eBay's. I'd stay away from eBay. I stay away from selling on Amazon because if you're going to sell on Amazon, you're going to be listed as also available for these people for this amount of money. Little thing up in the corner. You probably pay $60 a month, which is what I paid when I first started doing it because I figured I'd get a lot of exposure. You get none. Right now, the best place to sell is Facebook, right? Facebook Marketplace, and then a shop. Uh, to get onto Facebook Marketplace, you're probably not going to be able to have shipping right away because they want to get you established first. You have to get a few sales, a few ratings. So it's just going to be local. All right, so you got to pick an item, make a listing, pick another item, make another listing. The people will contact you about it, and then you arrange a pickup. And then once you get through a certain amount of time with a certain amount of sales and a certain amount of comments, you'll be able to offer shipping on your items. Well worth it. Take a little time, but we're not in this for a quick hit and run, are we? We're in this to make a business out of it. So the little bit of extra time you have to take is well worth it. You can also do your own website, but I got to tell you, that's a lot of work depending on how many items you have. And it's another expense that you're going to have to put up. I went that route. I don't have it now. I might go back into it again if Facebook. See, the bad thing about selling on Facebook is they're, they ban you a lot. All it takes is for a couple of haters to come in and say something about your product, and they ban you. If somebody's trying to break into your account, you're banned. And then you're banned from Marketplace, which hurts your product. It really does. It hurts your sales because it takes you a couple of days to get back. And if you pay for advertising on Facebook like I do, you could be banned right in the middle of your advertising. It takes them a day, 2 days, sometimes 5 days to bring you back up, even though you have done nothing wrong. Especially if you walk around with shirts like this, okay? Yeah, they kind of frown on that. All right, luckily I live in Florida, so I've already been banned once this year. This year, 10 days into the year, 11 days into the year, and they said suspicious activity on my account. And my Facebook account was closed down. I had to change my password, go through everything that was on there, all the posts and everything that I had made, and of course there was nothing. But that also closes out your Marketplace account. All right, and that takes 24 hours to come back up. And the first thing they're going to send you is you violated a policy. And you ask what policy? Well, they're not going to tell you. All right. So you go back and forth saying, no, my account was shut down because of suspicious activity. And then you go back and forth and back and forth. And usually within 24 to 48 hours, you're back up. But still, you lost all those sales. Now, luckily in Florida, where I live, the thing that got me, I believe, since they won't tell me why I was taken down with suspicious activity, was I had just put up a sign on my profile that said, welcome to Florida. Check your politics at the door. This is DeSantis country. Less than 6 hours later, I was banned for suspicious activity. All right. Now in Florida, there's a law that if you lose money because of this, you can sue them and receive up to $5,000 per instance. So after speaking with lawyers and everything, I've got my stuff all logged in. Just keep a record of every time you ban and every time you came back up for suspicious activity, because eventually that will come to your state if you're not in Florida, especially if you're in a red state, because they don't kind of put up with that stuff that well. DeSantis has led the charge on it. So, but I'm not going to go into politics too much on this. So we're back to what to sell. Uh, Again, you've got to really decide. You've got to look into how much your items weigh and how much it's going to cost you to ship throughout the country. I cannot stress that enough. I have lost money in the beginning a lot because I didn't realize how much shipping was. This, especially if I'm shipping from Florida to California. Luckily on Facebook, it's a flat rate depending on the weight of the item. Not even the size of the box, the weight of the item. And that's again, as bad as I just talked about Facebook. Without Facebook, I wouldn't have anything that I have right now. All right. It's good and it's bad. It's aggravating and it's wonderful. It's how am I going to pay my mortgage and I'm going on vacation. You've got to be able to take the good with the bad when you're dealing with Facebook, which kind of sucks. But anyway, so like I said, I used to deal with Barbies and NASCAR. That was what I sold. And then I got to HJ Closeouts. And that's something I want to stress here. I had my business license. So again, if you don't have a license, and if you don't plan on getting a license, just do what you're doing. Don't even bother watching my videos. Because this is for serious people. This is for people who really want to do this. So again, like in the first video, get your license. All right? Get your license. Because everything that I'm talking to you from now until the end, you're not going to be able to do any of it without your business license. There's like a $30 fee. That's what I pay a year, $30. Well worth it. Um, so I went to HJ Closeouts because I was looking all around. I had bought Amazon returns. I bought a case of that. And what I got was stuff I couldn't resell. Some of it was broken, some of it was missing parts, all of it was open. And the stuff that I could resell, I had to compete with Amazon. And how am I going to compete with Amazon? So I bought a case of items for about 200 something dollars. It ended up costing me with shipping and tax and everything else. For some reason, I was charged tax. It ended up costing me almost $400. They opened up the box, and there's a few items I could sell. I was like, all right, all right. Well, one example I like to use is a bicycle helmet. Safety helmet for bicycles and roller skate. I looked at Amazon, they're selling it for $19.99. I'm like, all right, I'll sell it for $14.99, $17.99, whatever. I think I got it for $17.99. You saved $2, and I sold it. Then I went to go and ship it out, and it cost me $14, $12 to ship out. Yeah, I ended up making about $5 on that helmet. Why? Because I had to compete with Amazon, because Amazon had free shipping. So not only do you have to compete with their price, you can't compete with their reach unless you go through Facebook. But you've got to fight the United States Postal Service. And believe me, I've contacted my Senator Rick Scott about it. I've contacted my lawmakers, and I never get any responses. They don't even answer me back. I've sent them emails. I tried to call. You get no responses on it because nobody wants to hear about it. The number one cause to shut down online small businesses in the United States is the United States Postal Service and their agreement with Jeff Bezos and Amazon. That knocks us out. You've got to be unique. All right? Please do your research. An example I like to use is my NASCAR stuff. I want some NASCAR stuff, collectibles. That's fine. Where are you going to get it? The markup on NASCAR collectibles is not that big. The shipping will eat right through it. Can't do it. Barbie collectibles? Well, unless you've got a whole warehouse full of old-time Barbies to sell, they haven't appreciated enough for you to even get your money back once you add in shipping. And if you want your customers to pay the shipping, which is usually what I do, you gotta lower your price huge. It cuts right in. So HJ Closeouts, let's go back to that. They used to have a pallet of items. It was a mystery pallet, basically. $500. You would get I used to get between 700 and 1,000 pounds of product on this. It was wonderful. The reason why I'm mentioning that is because I got so much of a variety of stuff. It's like, how the hell am I going to list this? Some of it was good, some of it was garbage, some of it went straight into the trash, some of it was broken. But the amount of items that I got from this allowed me to make a lot of money. I mean, just in March when I started ordering from them when the pallets came in and I started making mystery boxes, I had no idea. I just had so much stuff around my garage. It's like, how am I going to list this? I got to sell this for $1. I got to sell this for $2. I got to sell this for $1. I can't even list it. By the time I put shipping on, who the hell's going to buy this? So my girl gets a delivery of her makeup of the month, basically, is what I call it. And I said, how do you know what's going to be in it? She says, I don't. I said, so why do you get it? Because it's fun. I says, all right. So I made a mystery box. I put it online. And there was a picture of me holding a mystery box. Mystery box was all crumpled up in my bedroom. And in the back, there was a Vino um, body lotion. And it went viral. It went viral on YouTube. It went viral on TikTok. And it was one of the most clicked on things on Facebook. that one picture because everybody said I look like a serial killer. Because there I was with my mad face at the little wrinkled up old box because I never got my boxes from Uline like I do now. I used to go to the stores and take, and my little wrinkle, I said mystery box on it, holding it up with their vino. They said I look like a serial killer. And it just, even Tosh.0 commented on it. Uh, it had some reach. And then it became a thing to where people would buy the box just to see what was in it. I would get questions all day. I'd be woken up in the middle of the night. People calling me serial killer. Are there body parts in the box? I'm reporting you to the police. All kinds of things like that. I found it amusing, sometimes annoying, mostly amusing. And I sold a lot, thousands and thousands of boxes. Oh my God, like I said, in March of last year, I sold $14,000 worth of mystery boxes. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. Especially when I'm paying $500 a pallet for 800 pounds of stuff. That's a lot. That's a good profit. Uh, but I didn't start out to do that. It's what was handed to me. And that's the reason why I'm telling you this is that's what you have to be. You have to be flexible. All right. Do your research. Don't take your losses like I did. Later on today, I'm going to go through a few other websites that you can buy stuff from, depending on what you want to do. I don't suggest mystery boxes. First of all, you're going to be my competition. So I'm not doing this to get competition. But the other thing is the amount of abuse you're going to take. Not from your customers, but from people who've been scammed by other people selling mystery boxes. They don't do research. I mean, I have 675 plus reviews and a 4-star rating on Marketplace. I have almost 100 reviews from my shop. My shop doesn't sell as much. And a 4.5-star rating on my shop. And I have thousands of products sold. Thousands. And I still get comments of people calling me a scam. And then when I ask them, they tell me, if I ask, have you ever bought from me? No. They say no. Have you looked at my ratings and my reviews? And they say no. I just bought one and you're all a ripoff. And this is the things you've got to deal with all the time. They'll even put it right on your listing, which could be considered slander. If you want to go through all of that, you can, because they costed you money for something that they really don't know about and it's intentional. They could be sued. Who else can do all of that? So again, look at what you want to sell. See how much it's going to cost you to ship. See if it's going to be worth it. I'm going to have a few little places now, like these places that this HJ Closeouts. I'm going to have a lot more for you later on. But HJ Closeouts is the first one that I want you to know about. They don't do that pallet deal anymore. They do it now for $1,000 of mislabeled items. Let's see if I got a couple of them here to show you. Things like this. It's a letter opener. It's for this company. But it's a nice little letter opener. But it's got that mismatch on it. Yeah, you get hundreds of those. This and that. This is all going to be on their pallets. Sometimes you get coffee mugs that are mislabeled like that, but they're travel mugs, so they're all gone. And then you get stuff like this, Iowa cups, right? I mean, you get a lot of stuff. Picture frames, see, a lot of this stuff I don't have anymore because I had to throw it out. Because nobody's going to want a picture frame with Davis family reunion on it. All right. So there's a lot of stuff you're going to throw away, but depending on what you're looking to do, you can make some money on it. You get koozies and that kind of stuff. For me, it's a little bit high to take that chance. $1,000 plus shipping, that's a little bit high to take that chance. But they have a lot of other items They go around and they buy the closeout items, and you get them for a good price. You really, really get them for a good price, especially if you're going to be at flea markets. HJ Closeouts is one of the places that I would look to buy my inventory. You can't shop there without a license, so if you're not going to get a license, again, why are you even watching these videos? So, if you like what you're hearing, please hit like. If you want to continue for me to make these videos, please subscribe if you want to be notified when I put one up. I'm going to be putting up quite a few over the next few days because we're going to be going over where to get inventory, what you could possibly sell, how you could make money on it, even with the shipping problem. And so please hit like, hit subscribe. And this video went on a little longer than I like. It's about 21 minutes now, so later on today I'm going to post another one, which is going to get into more detail. But remember, please remember, step by step by step, I'm going over these things and taking a long time for each step so you don't make the mistakes that I made. I want you to be successful. I want you to make money. I want you to do what I do every day. Wake up, make orders, ship them out, and have fun. I'm playing NHL hockey right now on my Xbox. That's my job. And that's what I want your job to be. So please, follow my steps. Get your license. Figure out what you want to sell. Do your research. Don't be lazy. All right? See who else is selling that item. Especially check Amazon and Walmart. And think. Find out how much it weighs. Find out how much it's going to cost from the furthest distance from your home. I live in Florida. I check California. I check Washington. And I check Maine, believe it or not. Because even though up the coast, start your Facebook. Start your Facebook marketplace. If you're not on marketplace yet, if you haven't been able to use this shipping yet, continue to list. Get people. You will be able to if you follow good customer service. Put down, you describe what you want. Over the course of time with your sales and customer service, you will be able to sell. It'll be worth it. All right? So I'll be back a little later on today. Have a great day.